The following is an Outdoor Channel online original.
Welcome to the BoonDOCS Wilderness and Travel Medicine Show. I'm your host, Dr. K.
And I'm DJ, Chief Field Officer.
Blisters are frequent complaints of outdoor enthusiasts. They're particularly common in young, active people, but anyone who's ever had to break in a stiff pair of brand new hiking shoes or chop a few cords of firewood knows exactly what a pain they can be. Hand blisters are also common occurrences in paddling sports, like kayaking, canoeing, even trekking. And of course, hikers, hunters, runners, nearly everyone who spent some time on the trail has probably had to deal with a foot blister at least once in their lives.
On this episode, we'll explain how blisters actually form.
Most importantly, we'll teach you how to prevent them and treat them so that your time in the great outdoors is not ruined.
A friction blister is caused by the shearing or the side-to-side forces in the uppermost surface of your skin.
Repeated rubbing against the skin surface, especially when the skin's either very wet or very dry, can cause the death of your skin on a very localized basis. An actual physical split in the skin occurs such that the top of the blister is usually just a layer of skin that was already dead to begin with. The very top floor of the blister is where your normally alive skin cells have recently died from damage caused by repetitive rubbing. Just underneath these now dead cells is our healthy, normal skin. Poorly fitting shoes, along with heat and sweating, can make conditions perfect for a blister to form. Consequently, blister prevention starts with proper shoe and proper sock selection. Now, you wear socks and shoes for cushioning, support, and grip, not to look cool. Okay, I look pretty cool, but that's not the point. Here's my checklist. If you're buying new shoes or boots, I recommend getting yourself fitted in the afternoon, since feet do tend to swell a bit during the day, especially if you're a big salty snack eater.
What?
When selecting footwear, make sure to measure your foot length first.
If any of your toes touch the front of your shoe and there's no space in the heel, your shoe is simply too small. You should be able to slide your foot all the way forward in an unlaced shoe and stick your fingers into the heel. If the shoe's too short, you'll bruise your toes, especially on long, downhill treks.
Always try footwear on both feet before you purchase anything. Most feet are not exactly the same length, width, and arch measurements. If one foot is larger than the other, buy the size that fits the largest foot best. When it comes to blisters, the devil's in the details. So do sweat the small stuff. Make sure no seam ever rubs against any part of your foot. Likewise, align the tongue of the shoe correctly and take the time to lace the tongue. Doing so will prevent it from sliding into a bad position and cause, guess what? Blisters. Also, use only moderate tension to lace up your shoes and boots. I know. Socks are pretty much the plain vanilla flavor of outdoor gear. I mean, who thinks twice about socks? But socks actually cushion the feet and prevent abrasion.
Some of the newer technologies like polypropylene and some other synthetic materials, they're really good at wicking away moisture. This keeps feet dry and helps prevent maceration.
Cotton, however, does not. Now be sure to keep these newer synthetic materials away from fires and other heat sources. Though they're not easily flammable per se, they can melt and cause severe burns to the areas they're covering. Now my favorite go-to sock material is an oldie but a goodie. It's wool, and here's why. 1, it's warm in the winter and stays cool in the summer. 2, it wicks away sweat and keeps the feet relatively warm even after they get wet. 3, you can rinse wool socks out easily and wear them for a few days at a time without them matting down. Now let's check the scoreboard. Whatever material you choose, it's absolutely worth the time to check the socks for loose threads, knots, or seams that might cause sore spots or blisters. Seams should be made to lie flat.
When I'm working search and rescue in San Diego County, I always wear 2 pairs of socks on an extended trek. I like to wear a liner sock right next to the skin, and a second liner, usually wool, right over the top. This way, when you're walking, the boot and the outer sock move together as a single unit, but the liner always stays put.
At the first sign of a hot spot or pre-blister, stop your activity and get to work. Cover any reddened or painful area with moleskin or duct tape. Make sure to extend the covering well beyond the actual reddened or painful areas so you cover those dead cells completely. Now, if a blister does form, you want to prevent it from rupturing and getting infected. You can do this by applying a piece of mole foam around the blister and taping it down securely. This should help relieve some of the pressure directly on it. If the blister pops on its own, gently clean the area with soap and water. Cover the area with a field dressing. I'll often add a thick occlusive ointment like petrolatum Vaseline or Biafine. Then pat away. At some point, you may be forced to unroof or pop the blister. Here's how you do it using some of that cool blister wrap packaging material as a model. Step 1, if you can, wash the area with soap and water. Step 2, get a sterile needle if you have one, or a decontaminated one that's been flamed or cleaned with rubbing alcohol. Remember that alcohol is flammable, so do one or the other. Step 3, insert the needle into the edge of the blister. Step 4, gently express the liquid. Step 5, clean the area gently. Step 6, again, I like to use a thick occlusive topical ointment. Step 7, apply a sterile field dressing over the entire area and pat away. The thicker, the better. Well, there you have it. The key to blisters, like most wilderness first aid, is preventing a problem before it becomes a problem.
That starts with proper sock and shoe selection and quick first aid action.
Knowing how to deal with the blister once one develops is another useful tool in any outdoor enthusiast bag of wilderness medicine tricks.
And remember, the field's not the place to break in new equipment like shoes or boots. Best to do that before you ever go outside.
As always, get out there and share your knowledge with others out in the field. Remember,
When you're out there, be there.
See you next time on BoonDOCS on OutdoorChannel.com.